Hello, today we're going to be looking at lesson 1-5, factoring basic trinomials where a equals 1. Today's learning target is I can rewrite a trinomial as a product of two binomials by using the AM method. So throwback, multiply the following by using the box method. X minus 5 times x plus 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a box and we're going to multiply those two binomials together. So I'm going to draw in my box, and then I have x minus 5, x plus 6, and then on the inside I get these values by multiplying. So x times x is x squared, x times negative 5 is negative 5x, 6 times x is 6x, and then 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. The nice thing about the box method is that your diagonals are like terms. So if I look, my 6x and minus 5x are like terms, and I can just go ahead and combine them. 1 second, my highlighter is acting up. And I'm going to combine them. So when I combine my like terms on the inside of my box, I get x squared. Well, 6x plus negative 5x is positive 1x. I have plus 1x. And then I have my minus 30. So what we want to do is we want to figure out if we notice anything in terms of our answer and the original expression. If we look, negative 5 times 6 is negative 30, and negative 5 plus 6 is 1. So basically what we're doing today is we're factoring. We're going to start with this and then end with what we had in the original question. So negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Negative 5 plus 6 is 1. So we want to find out two numbers that add up to 1 and multiply to negative 30. So to do this, we're going to be using the diamond method. So we're always going to be drawing in a diamond, and what this diamond right here means is, what are two numbers that have a product of 10 and add up to 7? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our factor pair sheet, go to the number 10, and find out what multiplies to 10. If we look, these are the things that multiply to 10, 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to write 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. If we look and we put in our 1 and our 10, we do 1 and 10. 1 times 10 is 10, but 1 plus 10 is 11, not 7. So I know it can't be my 1 and my 10, so it has to be 2 and 5. So now let's look. 2 times 5 is 10, 2 plus 5 is 7. So basically, we are actually factoring right now. So we're actually going to use the diamond method to factor. So the general form of a trinomial is ax squared plus bx plus c. And when we want to factor into binomials, we just follow this procedure. So what we want to do right now is we want to factor x squared plus 9x plus 20. If we look, the first step says list all the factors of c. Remember, I want to add up to my middle and multiply to my last. So we're going to list all the factors of 20, which are right here. So the factors of 20 are 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. So if I look, it says looking at the factors of the c, which ones sum to the middle term? Or in this case, your 9. So what we do is we put our 20 on the top of our diamond and our 9 at the bottom. If I look, I know 1 and 20 won't work, 2 and 10 won't work, but 4 and 5 will. So I put my 4 and my 5 in here, and we do 4 times 5 is 20, 4 plus 5 is 9, that works. Now step 3 says now put it all together, so we're going to write this as x plus 4 times x plus 5. And that's your final answer. So what we did right now was we just rewrote x squared plus 9x plus 20 as x plus 4 times x plus 5. What factoring does is it allows us to actually rewrite polynomials into a form that allows us to find out what their solutions are. So if we wanted to, we would actually be able to solve this polynomial equation for x. Now what we're going to do is we're going to factor each of the following expressions. Remember, we're using our AM method. So we want to add up to our middle term and multiply to our last. So if I look, I want to multiply to 12. So I'm going to go to the number 12, and right here is my 12. So I list all the numbers that multiply to 12. So I have 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. I need to ask myself, which of those is going to give me a 7? So if I draw my diamond, I put my 12 up top, and I put my 7 downstairs. When I fill in my diamond, I actually can see that's going to be a 3 and a 4. The reasoning why, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 plus 4 is 7. So my final answer is going to be x plus 3 times x plus 4. And that's your final answer. Number 2, I have x squared plus 1x minus 72. I want to add up to 1 and multiply to negative 72. So I scroll down to 72 and I list all the factors of 72. They're right here. There's a bunch. So 72, the factors of 72 are 1 and 72, 2 and 36, 3 and 24, 4 and 18, and then 6 and 12, and 8 and 9. If I look, I want to multiply to negative 72 and add up to 1. So let's fill in our diamond with that missing information. If you look, I want to add up to 1. So that means my numbers have to be 1 away from each other. So the only ones where they're 1 away from each other is my 8 and my 9. So I can actually cross out all of these because I know my 8 and 9 are the only ones that will work. But if we look, 8 times 9 is 72, not negative 72. So one of these needs to be a negative. I'm going to make my 8 negative since that's written first. Negative 8 times 9, negative 72, negative 8 plus 9, 1. That works. So my final answer is x minus 8, x plus 9. And you just factored that trinomial as well. Number 3, I want to add up to negative 5 and multiply to 6 for x squared minus 5x plus 6. So I go to the number 6 on my factor pair sheet, and I look at the numbers that multiply to 6. The numbers that multiply to 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. I now draw my diamond. I put my 6 up top and my negative 5 downstairs. It honestly could be either if we think about it. So we have to test them. So I'm going to put my 1 and my 6 in. 1 times 6 is 6, but 1 plus 6 is 7, not negative 5. So I know that if I want to get a positive, I can make them both negative. So let's see what happens if we make them both negative. Negative 1 times negative 6 is 6. Negative 1 plus negative 6 is negative 7, not negative 5. So it can't be those. So now I make it 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. I want a negative 5. Let's make them both negative. Negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. That's my final answer. So I have x minus 2, x minus 3 as my final answer. Okay, number 4. B squared minus 6b minus 16. I want to add up to negative 6 and multiply to negative 16. So I want to list all the factors of 16. So the factors of 16 are 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and 4. I draw my diamond. I put my negative 16 up top and my negative 6 downstairs. When we do this, we want to figure out what multiplies to negative 16 adds up to negative 6. If I look, I know it can't be 1 and 16. That's just way too far apart. And it can't be 4 and 4 because that'll give me a 0 or an 8. So it's got to be 2 and 8. If I look, 2 times 8 is 16, not negative 16. So one of them's got to be negative. So let's make our 2 negative. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. But negative 2 plus 8 is 6, not negative 6. So let's make our 8 negative. 2 times negative 8, negative 16. 2 plus negative 8, negative 6. And that's my final answer. So my final answer for this question is b plus 2, b minus 8. And that's it. Now, please complete your classwork. And your homework is 1-5 factoring basic trinomials, delta math. Have a great day.